In a secluded corner of the countryside, far away from the bustling city and civilization, stood an old and eerie hostel known as the Willowbrook Lodge. Surrounded by dense woods and shrouded in legends of ghostly apparitions, the Willowbrook Lodge was home to a group of brave yet unsuspecting students who had come from distant towns and cities to pursue their studies. As the semester began, the students settled into their new accommodations. The hostel was an imposing structure, with creaking floorboards and dimly lit hallways that seemed to whisper secrets from the past. Despite the initial excitement of living away from home, an air of unease settled among the students as the days grew shorter and the nights longer. Rumors of the hostel being haunted circulated among the students. Some claimed to hear eerie sounds in the dead of night, phantom footsteps pacing the corridors, the distant wailing of a forlorn spirit, and chilling whispers that sent shivers down their spines. The stories passed down from seniors told of a tragic incident that occurred many years ago when a young student mysteriously vanished without a trace. Among the students living in the hostel were 4 friends: Sarah, James, Maya, and Raj. They were particularly intrigued by the stories of the Haunted Hostel. Determined to uncover the truth, they decided to conduct their own investigation. Armed with flashlights and courage, they ventured into the darker corners of the Willowbrook Lodge, exploring rooms that had long been abandoned. Late one stormy night, the 4 friends huddled in Raj's room, swapping spine-chilling stories of their own encounters with unexplainable occurrences. A sudden power outage plunged them into darkness, and the atmosphere became suffocatingly tense. Just then, they heard an eerie whisper that seemed to come from all directions, chilling them to the core. "CC, come to the BB basement," the ghostly voice murmured, sending a shudder through the room. "Did you hear that?" Sarah asked, her voice quivering with fear. "Yes, it came from the basement," James replied, his heart pounding in his chest. "Should we investigate?" Curiosity getting the better of them, they cautiously made their way through the darkened hallways and down the creaking stairs to the basement. The air grew colder with each step they took, and a sense of foreboding settled upon them. In the dim light of their flashlights, they discovered an ancient and dusty book hidden in a corner of the basement. As they carefully opened the book, their hearts raced at the sight of eerie symbols and ghostly illustrations. It was a book of old rituals and summonings, and they realized they might have stumbled upon something sinister. "Perhaps we shouldn't have taken this book," Maya said, her voice trembling. "It's too late now," Raj replied, trying to sound brave. "Let's see if it has any clues about the hostel's haunting." As they read through the cryptic pages, the room seemed to grow colder, and strange shadows danced along the walls. Suddenly, the book emitted an eerie glow, and a sudden gust of wind slammed the basement door shut, trapping them inside. In a panic, they tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. The ghostly whisper returned, growing louder and more menacing. A chilling sensation crept up their spines as they realized they had unwittingly awakened a malevolent spirit. "We need to find a way out," Sarah exclaimed, her voice urgent. As they frantically searched for an escape route, the basement seemed to transform before their eyes. Ghostly apparitions appeared, their mournful eyes hauntingly fixed on the intruders. The students felt an overwhelming sense of dread, realizing they had unleashed something beyond their understanding. Desperate, they chanted a reversal spell from the book, hoping to put an end to the spectral torment. But instead of dispelling the spirit, the spell seemed to anger it even more. The ghostly presence grew stronger, and the basement filled with an otherworldly energy. In a last-ditch effort, they managed to break open a small window and squeeze through one by one. The moment they escaped the basement, the haunting ceased, and the door swung open on its own. Terrified and shaken, the friends vowed never to meddle with dark forces again. They returned the cursed book to its rightful place in the basement, hoping to undo the harm they had caused. As the days passed, the haunting subsided, and life in the hostel returned to normal. The students continued their studies, but the horror they had experienced left an indelible mark on their memories. They learned a valuable lesson about respecting the unknown and the dangers of toying with dark forces beyond their control. The Willowbrook Lodge remained a place of mystery and occasional whispers of paranormal, but the students had learned to live with it, sharing their stories with newcomers to the hostel as a rite of passage. But the four friends knew better, and they would forever carry the chilling memories of their brush with the unknown in the haunted hostel far away from their homes.